everyone, welcome to Adda 24/7 JIIB CIB English channel. My name is CA Aarti and I hope you all are doing good. So this is our again practice session where we are going to discuss one very important concept which can be asked directly in your exam. That is APT formula, Arbitrage Pricing Theory. Now, what is the meaning of it? We will learn that thing, then the formula, and then we are going to solve numericals. Because in exam, direct numericals they can ask, and that too in without option question. So these are the three things we are going to conduct in today's session. But before we start, do subscribe to our channel if you are new and follow the session till the end. Last class, when we conducted yesterday, we discussed about CAPM, Capital Asset Pricing Model. Capital Asset Pricing Model, CAPM, APT, then spot rate and discounting rate, that is RADR. These are the four important numericals from your capital budgeting in case of international projects. And one or any two topic they can ask, that to numerical one. Out of these four topics, they can ask any two topics in exam. So today we are going to discuss our second topic, that is APT. Now what is the meaning of APT? Full form is Arbitrage Pricing Theory. Now, this is an alternative method of CAPM. Yesterday when we solved and discussed about CAPM, we used to consider only share market. Yes, we used to consider only share market. Okay? But share market is not only the one factor which will affect our decision, our expectation. Yes, because as an investor, when we are investing in any company, we have of course some expectation. And like you are working in bank, you have some expectation. So here also when we are investing our money, we have some expectation. But the only factor you cannot say that is share market. We have other factors also. Yes, like pastel. Yes or no? So we need to consider other factors also to know your exact expectation. Because not only market, share market is risky. Political factors are also there because of risk can generate. Legal factors are also there because of risk can generate. Yes, social factors can also be there through which again risk can generate. So now in this APT, we are going to adjust all your factors which will affect our expectation. So while CAPM takes into account only return, security return and market return, but this method goes beyond it, thinking that market sometimes misprices securities based on all other factors. Yes, so here we are going to consider all your other remaining factors. So here you will see the relationship between assets expected return and the number of macroeconomic factors. Now what are the factors that can affect our decision? GDP, domestic inflation, stock indices, gold prices, risk-free rate of return. Always remember when you are talking about your expectation, first always talk about what is free for you. If this thing is free for you, that is for you. So that is the first thing you need to remember. Yes, then always go with the what is the risk we are taking and where is the premium. So don't get confused between risk-free is different and risk premium is different. Here, when your expectation is asked, always you need to add these two factors. Okay, so what is our formula? This is our required rate of return equal to risk-free, we want this return, plus now here whatever other factors, macroeconomic factors that we have, we will write that thing and based on that what risk we can bear and we will see the relationship with that factor. Okay, how our expectation will fluctuate, how this company will fluctuate in case of that particular factor. So this is what we will be taking. We will be taking respective risk premium with beta. Risk premium with beta. Okay, and take every factor multiplication in this bracket and then add it. Very simple. Now let's solve one question. The following four factors have been identified as explaining stocks return and its sensitivity to each factor. Now risk premium is given here. First factor is GDP, 0.3 beta, RP is 2%. Beta means it tells you the relationship between GDP and your company. And how company will affect, that is what. Inflation rate 0.8, RP 2%, gold price is 0.7, 5%, Sensex index return that is 1.1 and 9%, risk-free rate of return that is 4%. Now, based on this, you need to tell me what is your expected return. So, what is our formula here? RE equal to RF plus beta into risk premium of your first factor, that is GDP, plus in beta into RP of inflation rate, plus beta into RP of gold prices, then beta into RP Sensex index. Okay, now just put all your values here. So what is the risk-free rate of return? That is 0.04 plus GDP beta 0.3 into 2% plus inflation rate 0.8 into 2% plus beta, that is for gold prices 0.7 into 5% plus 1.1 into 9%. Yes, so you are saying 19.6. Okay. So 0.04, then 0.3 into 2%, 0.8 into 2%, 0.7 into 5%, 1.1 into 9%. Very good. So here your required rate is 0.916, or in percentage if you write, that is 19.6%. Yes, so this is our answer. Correct, 19.6%. Coming to next question now. The following 4 factors have been identified as explaining stock's return and its sensitivity to each factor, and risk premium is also given. Again, you have GDP, inflation rate, gold prices, Sensex index return, and risk-free return. Again, while using APT formula, what is our expected return? Okay, so again we need to calculate our expected return. So always ask for risk-free first, then for taking risk and comparing with beta. So this is our first factor, then beta into risk premium with the second factor, plus beta into risk premium of a third factor, that is gold prices, then beta into risk premium of Sensex index. Okay, so Aarti ma'am, you are saying 29.1, and Shri Harsha, you are saying 24.1. Yes, everyone, please solve this. Okay, Ruchi ma'am, you are saying 24.1. Good morning, ma'am. Okay, everyone, please try to calculate this. So what is the risk-free rate here? That is 3%. So 0.03 plus beta for GDP, that is 0.8 into 4% plus 0.8 into 3% plus minus 0.5 into 5% plus 2 into 9%. Okay. Now here especially see this bracket, that is plus minus 0.5 into 5%. So this will give you 0.03 plus 0.8 into 4%, that is 0.032 plus 0.8 into 3%, 0.024. Now here if you see minus and plus, so always remember this rule. that says minus minus plus, plus minus minus, minus plus minus, plus plus plus. Okay? So here you can see that outside you have plus sign, but in bracket you have minus sign. So here minus 0.5 into 5%. So that is 0.025. Then last one, that is plus 2 into 9%. That is 0.18. So what is our answer here? 0.03 plus 0.032 plus 0.024 minus 0.025 plus 0.18. So right answer is, that is 0.241, or in percentage it is 24.1%. So this is your right answer. Okay, now I hope you got this. Be very careful when you are solving this. And of course, all these small mistakes you can identify and you can eliminate only when you are continuously practicing. So all these sessions will be helpful for you to practice and to understand what small mistakes we are making. Okay, one more question. Using the APT formula, calculate expected return. GDP, again, see this is now 0.98. Let me write here 0.9. Okay. Then inflation rate, gold prices, index return, and risk-free rate of return. Again, in this question, we need to calculate required rate of return, our expected return, as per which formula? APT formula. So everyone, please calculate this. So here, our required rate, that is our expected return, is going to be risk-free first. We want risk-free. Then beta into RP, the first factor, that is GDP, plus beta into RP with the second factor, inflation rate, plus beta into RP with the gold prices, plus beta into RP for index return. That is 6.22. Okay. So here 0.05 plus 0.98 into 4% plus 0.6 into 1% plus 0.9 into 5%, then plus, but remember one thing, in bracket minus 0.13 into 6%. Here you have negative beta. So what is our answer here? That is 0.05 plus 0.98 into 4%, 0.0392 plus 0.6 into 1%, 0.006 plus 0.9 into 5%, 0.045, then minus 1.3 into 6%, that is 0.078. So what is our answer? Please solve this. That is 6.22. Okay. 0.05 plus 0.0392 plus 0.006 plus 0.045 minus 0.078. So here 0.0622 in decimal, in percentage it is going to be 6.22. So this is our final answer. Very good. Okay, chaliye. Last question. Using the APT formula, calculate expected return. Again, GDP, inflation rate, gold prices, index return, then risk-free rate of return. Now applying that same formula, we need to calculate our expected return here. Risk-free plus beta into risk premium of gold prices, GDP, then beta into risk premium of inflation rate plus beta into risk premium of gold prices plus beta into risk premium of index return. So 5%, so that is going to be 0.05 plus 0.76 into 4% plus 0.6 into 1% plus 0.8 into 5% plus 1.3 into 6%. So here we don't have any negative sign now. In this we don't have any negative sign. So it's very easy now. So 0.05 plus 0.76 into 4%, 0.0304, 0.6 into 1%, 0.006 plus 0.88 into 5%, that is 0.04 plus 1.3 into 6%, that is 0.078. 0.05 plus 0.0304 plus 0.006 plus 0.04 plus 0.078. 0.2044 or 20.44%. Very good. So this is our APT calculation. Okay. And remember everyone, you need to practice this again and again. Okay. And if you want to download this, you can download this PDF through my Telegram group, or you can get the link of our Adda 24/7 app. Through that also you can download this PDF. Okay. So with this we complete our today's session. And remember, if you haven't started your preparation, then you can start with JAIIB and CAIIB Mahapack 3.0. So this is especially for CAIIB Mahapack, where today if you enroll, you will be getting 80% off plus 3 times validity. And of course, from 1st September, your registration will start. So during that, we will be giving you free CAIIB registration kit. We will help you to do your registration. And if you're enrolling in CAIIB Mahapack 3.0, remember the coupon code Y895 to get maximum discount. And with this, let's complete our session. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. And do like this session, and see you tomorrow with the next topic. Okay, and means next class we will be discussing about RADR concept. Okay, this is again very important concept. So in next class we will be discussing about RADR. Okay, so let's wind up the session with this. So thank you so much for joining everyone, and have a good day. Bye bye and take care.